Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, Brother Brand Ambassador, and today Laura Piper's here with a refashion. But we were just chatting. Have you noticed how skirts are so in fashion? So yesterday on my live show, I was using the Brother Avenir and I made this super cute white bathing suit wrap. It took 1 hour. 1 hour. That's it. So if you want to make skirts, watch today's show and you can refashion a man's shirt into a cute skirt, or go back, or I should say, and make a second skirt. Go back and watch my show on Angela Wolf's page, and we made this cute skirt. I also gave you some tips for sewing on the Avenir. So pop in, everyone. Say hi. We are live streaming, and yes, we are live today on Brothers Sewing and Crafting YouTube and Facebook pages. So let's not make Laura wait any longer. You all know her, you love her, and she's got the coolest Instagram page ever, if I might say so myself. Hey, Laura.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, fantastic. So Laura and I were talking. Skirts are huge this season. Everywhere you look, there's skirts. In fact, I actually went to the store to buy a couple of pairs of shorts to wear fishing, and I thought they were shorts, and I just brought them back and tried them on, and they were shorts. They were skirts. With a skirt.
I love those.
Okay, those are cute, but I really wanted shorts, but now I really like it. So I guess skirts are all over the map.
Yeah, I kind of was noticing, if you're looking at whatever you do, Pinterest or Instagram or whatever, I always love seeing what, the fashion-y girls are doing. And I did notice it's a skirt season. I don't know. I'm kind of like you. I was more a shorts person. But now I'm like, I kind of understand it. They're easy breezy. They work great, like you said, for a pool cover up, quick wrap around. And I love that skirt, by the way. That is so cute. I definitely want to make that now.
This is so much fun. It reminded me of when you did a couple years ago. It was just a straight piece of fabric.
Yeah,
and I added a few darts. And then I decided I was just going to have it tied, but I decided to add a waistband. So then I didn't have so much bulk in the front because it's a cotton. It's not super flowy like a satin or something. But this is going to be so cute. I can't wait. Now I can't wait to see yours. And then I'll probably go into Wynn's closet and take something out of his closet to make what you're making today.
I know. My husband's so sick of me doing that. He's like, you're not getting any step outs for my shirts. Like, you better just do one and done. Mostly, I go to the thrift store, or I'll try and use a shirt he's not using anymore to do these. But yeah, no step outs today. So I'm a step out girl because I'm a preparation. Like, I love prepared, so you don't have little mishaps here and there. I like to avoid those. So wish me luck because, me and Angela were talking about how I have to sew on the side and stuff like that. So I think it'll work out well. I'll have to go back and forth here and there, but this is very simple. Like, it's something I've done years ago, but I thought it was fun to bring to life. It's a simple project that we can all do together. You can also do multiple shirts. Like, you can do, sometimes men's shirts are too small, so you can add two together to create one. Or you could do some paneling. But also, it's just kind of like a good refashion. I mean, my husband has plenty of men's shirts he just gives away. So, it's kind of nice to just be like, I'm going to cut this up and see how it works out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And for those of you, if you haven't met Laura before, or you're new to the Brothers Sewing family, Laura's Instagram is Trash to Couture, and that's exactly what it is. She takes all of things that people don't want to use or don't want to wear or you're not wearing anymore and turns them into beautiful garments. So I can't wait. And you know what? It's even better you don't have step out, so we can watch every bit of the process.
Okay, wish me luck. But yeah, we're going to go to the board. I'm going to just show you kind of how I cut everything. And it's really just a simple waistband skirt. And then hopefully if we have time, I'll show you another little hack on some men's shirts that you guys can do with embroidery. So we'll start with this though.
I love that. I love that. All right, I'll meet you over there.
All right. So here's my men's shirt. And you're going to want some elastic. So any type of elastic. This one is the inch and a 1 inch. So I like the softer one, but this is the only one I could find. So just any type of elastic with a waist. So here's my men's shirt. It's just a simple one. I did get this one thrifting. I want it to be a longer skirt. Like, if you want it to be shorter, you can go right under the arms right here. But I kind of like the longer kind of midi skirts, but I don't think this one will be that long. So basically what you would do is you're going to take this the shirt, and you would cut it right along the underarms. Now, if your shirt's small and you need more fabric, you could do two. So you'd cut this one and then do another one, and then you'd have your right front and back. So yeah, you'd have probably buttons in the back, but you could always sew this down and then make it a seam. You know what I mean? Um, so what I usually would do with my men's shirt to skirt is I use this as well in the waistband, but I don't think I want to do that this time because, like Angela was saying, I kind of want a little bit more cleaner line. So I'm not going to use them, but I can show you how you would do that. So I'm just going to cut right here. Like I said, you'll want to cut across if you want it shorter. I'm going to try and add a little more length in this. And sometimes, like, it's good to upcycle men's shirts if you're going down here, because sometimes they get the kind of the staining that they can get, and it's like at that point you can't really use the shirt anymore. So I'm just cutting this.
So you're just cutting off the armholes right now, right?
Yes, because I want to make it longer. Typically, I would cut it from underarm seam to underarm seam straight across, but it would be short. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't really want it that short. So I've noticed like a lot of the skirts that are kind of you're seeing in like fashion right now is they're a little bit longer. All right, so now we're going to remove this one.
This is going to be exciting. So for those of you that are rolling in, we are live today. Drop your comments and questions in the chat. And we are live on Brothers Sewing and Crafting Facebook and YouTube pages. So I can see you all and I can see your comments. So it's going to be so fun. Laura, this is a great idea. In fact, I was trying to think, what could you do with the sleeves?
Well, what I usually do is actually, it's kind of fun, but you can use it as a belt or a sash. You know what I mean? To wrap around.
Yeah.
I'll show you how I do that, but you don't have to either. And like you said, you can probably use this for a lot of different things. I've actually saw a skirt where they had a bunch of the sleeves together, and it started like this. Here was the waist, and then it went down, which I thought was kind of fun. All right, so now we have it nice and flat like this. So I am going to have to go kind of like this and go down to kind of make it even, you know what I mean? But thinking about my waistband, right, we're going to want about a 1 inch. So I think right about here would be good. Yeah, okay. So then what you'll do, let's unbutton this part because I'm going to use that. I'm going to cut basically like from this side to this side. And you can measure it out if you want, or use like a grid ruler. I'm just going to cut it.
This is what you call just make it work. Just make it work, Laura.
Yeah, you know how it goes. Well, my grid ruler is like huge, and I'd be like trying to maneuver it around my little workbench here. One day I'm going to have that lovely space like Angela. The big work table. Oh, that would be amazing. Okay, so everything's cut. Now what I'm going to do is we'll want to be careful with that when you sew, because you're going to flip it, you know, like this for the waistband. But now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it right sides together. Okay, and now what I'm going to have to do is sew this so it's a little bit more even. Like I have to go like this, right? Because otherwise you're going to have like this weird kind of, you know what I mean, hole right here. So we're going to just go over to my machine now, and we're going to sew from here and just kind of even it out. I don't want to lose a lot of width because I actually want this to be somewhat loose. You know what I mean? You want it to be, you know, have a little more ease. So let's go quickly do that, and I'll meet you at the machine.
All right. While she heads over there, again, drop your comments. I was just thinking, if you didn't do something with those sides, you'd have some either a lot of air going on or some great pockets, right, Laura?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I didn't want to cut it right under the underarm because I think it would be too short for what I'm looking for.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna like I said, I'm kind of winging this a little bit, but hey, sometimes you got to do that on a live.
Hey, that's
So
what
I'm
makes it
right. So I'm going to sew. I'm actually going to start this way because these seams are already in place, and kind of get it nice. And so basically, I'm sewing a diagonal up to the waistline. Let's see. I think. Well, let's go down a little more.
So while you're sewing, I'm reading all the comments, and everyone who's watching, leave a comment what you would do with the sleeves. And so far, we had some good ideas rolling in. Julie said she would use them for grocery bag holders. Nancy said, let's see, who else is on here? Oh, yeah. I love this name, Fisher. Make pockets out of the sleeves. That would be good. Oh, there's a couple pockets. Chris said pockets.
I like the idea of a pocket. If I had a little more time, that would be fun to kind of show how to add this as a pocket right here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just sewing up.
Laura, what machine are you on?
This is the SE700.
Oh, we love that machine.
Yeah, it's a good starter. It also is has a 4x4 inch hoop embroidery area as well. So I like the combo. I love, like, I don't know. I feel like, so I did that right there. So what I'll do is I'll cut that, to see how it's.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to nice side. And I'm just, kind of, oh, hold on. I just changed my presser foot. One sec. Let me fix that.
I'm looking at that hem. The hem's going to be all finished, and that's the hardest part, I think, is doing that nice hem on the curve. This is going to be so easy.
Yeah. So that's why refashioning is so fun, because it is easy like that. You can, you know what I mean? You don't have to add buttons. I'm not doing the buttons. And I've seen patterns for this skirt. And you're like, wow, why don't we just do this? You know what I mean?
This would be a lot faster.
Yeah. And I get there's a time and a place, for doing all that fun stuff as well. Sometimes refashioning is just, hey, I feel like a quick project and this will work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So sew that up. I'll probably have to even out the. All right, good. So we'll cut all this side stuff. We can go to the thing, and then I'm going to even out, because notice how the back is a little bit longer. So we'll cut that so it's even. That's why I always kind of account for an extra inch or so. But yeah, let's go over really quick to the cutting table. And
okay.
I'll show you that real quick.
And while she heads over there, I will, I just saw Veronica said she uses men's shirts to use for upcycling for memory. I'm doing that right now. I have two of my dad's shirts. So I think if I turn it into a skirt, my family will kill me. So I better stick on what Veronica's doing there. But I could take wins for that for sure.
Right.
There you are.
Yeah, so I'm just going to cut this. Just make sure and I wish I could keep that edge right there. If you did do just the underarm, you would have that. But again, I want a little more length on this one. And then I'm just cutting the side. Make sure you don't get the fabric. All right. So now you can see it's diagonal. And I noticed this is a little longer in the back. Notice that? And everything's even. So I'm just going to trim this right here. And these are just such fun little projects to do, like with the kids or whatever, just simple little things. Sometimes in the summer are nice. Not, and I love all kinds of projects. Sometimes I feel like a simple project. Sometimes I feel like a project like this, that's quick and easy and just kind of, all right. So now this is the wrong side, but now we got to make our elastic waist. So what we'll do is we'll roll this over and then we're gonna press it. Now, typically I would fold again, right, like this, so it's nice and even, but for this, I'll probably just quickly do it for time's sake, but we'll want to be very careful with the button, but you could actually use that to weave in the elastic as well if you don't want to leave an opening, which either is fine. So what you'll do is I'm going to do this for myself really quick. I like to just go around my waist and I just cut it almost identical to what my waist measurement is.
That's a great idea. I like that. I never thought of using that little opening to put the elastic through.
You know what? I didn't either until I was like, oh, there, that's perfect right now. Let me make sure I have a safety pin. Yep. Okay. So now I'm going to actually press this really quick down just so it'll make it a little easier. But then we'll go to the sewing machine and we're going to sew all the way around. And like I said, we can use this as an opening. Typically, you'd leave a little inch opening that you can do. Do it on the back for sure instead of the front. But let me press this down, Angela, really quick so I can get it nice and easy to sew.
All right, sounds good. Well, while she's pressing, I will pop over here and see if you guys have any questions. Oh, that's what I'm working on, Chris. That's what I'm working on. I'm embroidering them. We did this on Brother's live show maybe 4 weeks ago. And then I did another one on my live show just to do the embroidery, like with the date and stuff. It was such a great idea. And those shirts were there. So why not, right? All right. Everybody.
I just turned my iron on.
Oh, that's all right.
It shuts off, after a couple of minutes, and then I got to go and redo it.
All right, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Drop your comments and questions. What would you do with those sleeves when you'd cut them off? That's going to be our conversation piece while we're here. And I'm looking at my plant. It still needs some major water. You can only see like 4 dead leaves hanging off of it right over there. My peace lily is like, please give me some water. That's definitely not a Brother product for sure. All right. I can see there's a lot of people on YouTube today. Someone asked me the other day, oh, hair bows, that's a good idea. Is it better to watch the live shows on Brother Facebook or YouTube channel? And you know what? I say both because some of your friends like to be on Facebook and some of them like to be on YouTube. And if you show up at the same place every time, everybody starts chatting and saying hi to each other, which is really fun. All right. Laura's passing away.
All right.
All right. She's back.
All right, it's not easy to press, right? Like now I don't have to worry about folding it and stuff. Okay, so now we are, and when you do your waistband, you want to make sure that you can fit your waistband in, So mine was about 1 inch and maybe 1/4. Now, typically I would sew this over. I love when it's nice and tailored, but for this, because we're on a quick time and I don't want to make any more mistakes. We're going to do this. All right. So let's start on the side seam. And now we're just going to sew all the way around. I don't need to remove this because this is big enough, but let's make sure that and I'm just doing a 3.0 stitch length. All right, so let's start sewing now. When I get to this button, I'm definitely going to have to lift my presser foot and kind of maneuver around that. So just be careful. So all we're doing is stitching the waistline. It's basically just a normal skirt.
So while you're sewing, I'm reading, everybody's saying hair bows, ruffles and pockets, straps for a bag. Sandra would use the sleeves to make simple child romper. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that is a great idea. I keep those sleeves. I was looking on Pinterest when I was doing this, and I saw some really cute ideas. I saw, I love that someone said little storage bag for, was it bags?
Yeah.
I saw little purses. There was like a wallet. If you have little ones, like you said, Angela, bows.
So everyone's saying that they like YouTube. Oh yes, scrunchies would be so much fun. Um, Julie likes YouTube because she can save it to her favorite list. Yeah, I actually watch on both, and on YouTube you can click, like, you'll see when I post the shows in advance, and you can click to remind. And I even get reminders sometimes, especially if I'm not live and we're live in the chat. It's a great way to do that too.
Yeah, that's a great idea. All right, so now our little waistband is almost done. And really think about finding a shirt with that's when I was looking at shirts, I wanted to make sure they weren't see-through. You know what I mean? Have you noticed everything is like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I've noticed a lot of fabric is just so like, it's like there's not a lot of coverage.
Well, I'm looking at my bathing suit cover up. You can probably see me right through it. It's called seersucker fabric, and it is definitely, that's why it's a bathing suit cover up, because this puppy is see-through as it gets.
Right? And you're like, come on now, like, why is all the fabric like that? And I get it for a swim cover up, right? But it's like, hello, I don't want to wear a slip with everything especially in the summer, right?
Right.
All right, so see how we made this little waistband.
Oh, that turned out perfect.
Yep. Now I have my elastic, and I'm going to safety pin through. And then remember that little opening, I undid the button, and then you're just going to weave it through. And so, yeah, this will be a little bit of time so we can take questions. This is cute.
Perfect. I know everybody's saying they love it.
Yeah, I saw mug rugs. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm trying to think what else. I even like to save the collars and stuff because you can use those for little things. You know what I used to do is save some of it for just patterns. You know what I mean? Like, oh, here's a instant collar pattern for me. I don't have to, if you're kind of just making something.
That's so true.
This is the funnest part right here.
Gliding it through. At least you found your safety pin. Every time I go to slide the elastic through, I can't find my safety pin. And then I'm looking all over for it. And by the time I find it, the show's over.
Right. Well, my kids, they all run races, which is so funny. And so the bibs, you have safety pins. So my son, he's run so many races in his life, and he takes his pins, and I don't know why, and he strings every race, every single pin he strings along his gym bag. So he has a line of safety pins. And I'm like, I'm missing one. I know where to go. It's like, I got to show you at one point. It's so funny. I'm like, this has to be some superstitious like behavior or something, because I've never seen anything like it.
That's awesome though. Well, and he runs a lot, so he must have a chain super long.
Right now he's in Utah for a little summer running camp, running in the mountains and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go meet him in a week and visit. But yeah, he's loving it. So he's gonna be a senior this year. So
oh my God.
I know. I feel like
there's a lot of brother fans on here that have been watching the live show since we started doing this, which would have been March of 2020. We all know what that was. And Laura, you were on so frequently, and we'd always get to see like your kids popping in and stuff like that. It's amazing. So 5 years has gone by. Yeah, he would be graduating.
I need to show, I think brother did a little thing in 2020. We did and they, how you did meet the designer or whatever, or meet the ambassador. And I did, sorry, it's taking a little while, but I made it a little tighter than I would typically do. Not smart for a live.
See, that's okay. Squish it in there.
I know. I'm like, if I pull too hard, watch, it's going to flip through. Then I'm like, hold on, we're at Sea River. But I was looking at one of the photos. I actually was on the brother blog, and because I was looking up a project I did, and that popped up. I think I searched like my name or something, and that popped up, and a photo of my boys, and they were little. And I was like, I gotta show them now. It's like wild. They're like full. My son's an adult almost.
That's awesome. Oh wait, Julie says her granddaughter does the same thing. She
Oh,
uses safety pins on her backpack for her wrestling pins.
oh my goodness. Okay, this must be a thing that kids do.
It
Same with
must be.
that. That's cute. Okay, good. I was always like, Jameson, what is this? What are you doing, bud? All right, so I pulled it through. So now I actually have to like even it out because it's literally so tight right now. Let me just fix this part. All right, everything is.
I'm feeling you. I feel for you, Laura. Right now, I'd be like, I am not pulling that seam ripper out. Not happening.
No. So I'm like, I'm trying to. I don't want to accidentally yank it and then I gotta wait. You know how, or do it again. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to. And you want it somewhat tight because then it twists. You know what I mean? Um.
Okay, so that's a good. While you're pulling that elastic through, I have a
Yeah.
question for you and the viewers. When you have an elastic waist, and sometimes it curls, which drives me crazy. The elastic on the inside of the waistband will curl.
Right.
So, how many of you do one of two things? Do you leave it in there? Do you use the back seam or side seams and do a stitch to hold it in place, or do you just leave it? I would love to know because I do a stitch on both side seams if I have one. It helps a little bit, but not 100%.
I leave it.
All right, so we've got to leave it for Laura and a stitch it for Angela. Are
But
you guys on the leave it or stitch it side?
yeah, I would say your better idea. Sometimes I'm just lazy. I did it. Okay, I finished. So now you know we gotta do the fun part, right? Of sewing zigzag stitching. So Angela, how do you do the zigzag stitch? Do you do the square or do you just do a couple back and forth?
I'm lazy and I just do back and forth a couple times.
Okay, me too. So I'm going to do that really quick. I know I just saw someone said, I can't believe your son's going to be a senior. I know it's so wild for me. I'm going to be sad. He's going to go to college next year.
Oh my, time flies. Okay, let's see. Everybody's saying stitch it to hold in place. Evelyn stitches it. Ginny leaves it. Sandra talks it. Sandra talks it. Tacks it.
Knock it
I'm thinking,
down.
Esther leaves it. Leave it. Oh my gosh, I think it's a half and half.
All right, so guess what? We can do either or. All right, so now I'm just doing a quick zigzag stitch.
Julie says if curled elastic, she gives it to her husband to fix. He likes manipulating with things.
That's a good. My husband would not even know what to do. He would just cut it with scissors. I would be like, you ruined my project. And then he's like, you ruined my shirt. For how many years my family has seen me sewing, it's surprising how little they have not picked up, though. All right. I tried to teach my son sewing back in the day. It was fun for a little bit, but then you're like, okay, I'm done. Get off my machine. They would make like little Pokemon stuff and like little stuffies and stuff like that. All right, so you know the good thing is, remember we said we just went through this opening, so now I can just close that up. I didn't even have to sew anything, and now we got our little skirt. I'm gonna get the even out some of the elastic real quick. And I might need to make my elastic a little tighter. We'll see. But actually, it ended up being really, I don't know why this is.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute. I'm over here looking at that when you lift that up. I would wear that all day, and I love the lower hem where it's curved on the sides. That's so
Right?
cute.
Look at that.
Oh, love it.
And then, and if you want to, you can add another, but if this, is annoying you and you want another, you know how it's a little longer down at the bottom hem, you can add another button right here.
Oh yeah, I like the little. It's cute, unless it was super short or something, but I like that. I think it's adorable.
And it's just easy breezy. Wear it with a simple tank. Um,
Yeah.
you could get some really cute prints, plaids and whatnot. I did one on the blog as well where I can show you really quick. Let me grab the sleeves. Um, and I also did like a paper bag waist one, but what I did with the sleeves, let me grab these.
Everybody's saying they love it. They love it. I agree. This is super cute, super fast. So we haven't even been like that was like 30 minutes and we spent 10 minutes visiting before you even started. That's like a 15-minute project there.
And if I wasn't, chit chatting and stuff and like making mistakes, it could be under that for sure. So what I did with one of them one time, and it was actually really cute, but you'll do it in the side seam. And you can also stitch this so it's more of a sash, right? I'm not going to show it right now, but what I did was I just sewed it into the side seam, like when you're doing the right sides together. And it was like a sash belt. Here, I'll pin it and see if I can show you how it looked. And then it was like a convertible. I mean, you could wear it as a halter. You could wear it as a skirt. You could wear it as there's so many different options. You could wrap it around the sleeves around your like neck. And I don't know, I have I'll put the link on the page, but so it's kind of hard because it's pinned. But then see how it comes in the side? And then you would kind of tie it in the front like a sash.
Super cute.
These were sewn in right on the side. Does that you kind of see what I mean?
Yeah, that's a great idea to do with the sleeves.
Yeah. And then like you could wear it kind of wrapped around. I don't know, it's hard to show like this. But there was some photos where I did it. It was a lot cleaner. Like these were nice and it was basically like a little tie. You know what I mean? And it was kind of cool because you saw the men's sleeve bottom and it was just kind of it looked very fashion forward, So that's another option.
I'm trying to remember, did you put that on your blog or was it on Brother's blog? Do you remember?
I did that on my blog. So if you look up men's shirt to skirt, that's the whole and that's all this, the whole step by step too, but it has the sleeves on the side.
So I'm going to put up your website here. I think I have it with all of us. With Brother Sew is my website, Trash to Couture. Go there and look up her blog because I remember that skirt. It is so stylish.
Yeah, it was fun. And I somehow made it so you can have this right up here, almost like a little halter, and then you wrap this around and it was a shirt too. So it was fun.
I missed that one.
Yeah.
I got to find that.
I'll send you the link. So that was quick, right? Fun little summer skirt. I feel like just add this with one of those rib knit tanks or even like a little cardigan.
Absolutely. Everybody's saying they love it. They love it. Jean says super cute. I agree. And super fast.
Yeah. I did have another one. Do you think we have time for it or do you want to save it?
Sure.
Okay.
You're doing more. We get more from Laura. You think we're going to say no? Absolutely not.
Well, it's done. Luckily, I have step outs for this one, but let me just pull it right off here. I'll have to use the Art Spirit app to send it. Oh, wait, actually, I have it already up. No, let me use the Art Spirit app. But anyways, so I was kind of like trying to do some fun embroidery stuff. And I know these little evil eyes or whatever. I don't know what they call them, evil eyes, whatever. But a brother has on the Art Sphere app has some really cool the eye like designs, kind of like this.
Oh yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Now, and so I made them. They're like little. It's kind of cool. They're like buttonhole covers. So I wanted to actually one of my ideas for this post or for this live was going to be just embroidering over the buttonhole, but the eyes were too big. And so I was like, okay, let's do something where you can make it almost a cutout and then add it over the buttonhole. So really what it is it's just like this. It comes out and then you put it over the buttonhole. when you put the button.
Now
So
that's
what would we call them? What would we call them? Buttonhole covers. But I thought this is kind of cool. First of all, this is kind of art deco and interesting. This shirt, if you're into kind of stuff like that. But I thought, even think about like if you're a teacher and like there's themes and stuff, you could do a little spiders for Halloween or pumpkins or just cute little things. Like I thought even a cute little coffee cup.
that would be no spiders. If I saw somebody with spiders, I'd be like smacking them, trying.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I guess as a teacher, they're probably like maybe the kid would be like, "Ooh, that's cool," or maybe they wouldn't. So I'll just show you quickly how I made these.
Sure.
And it will be like, let me just set it up really quick. Give me like 1 minute. Okay.
Just holler when you just give me thumbs up because I can see you. They can't right now. And you just tell me when you want me to bring you up. Everybody's saying, oh my gosh, I know. Is this fun or what? That would be such a cute project. I'm thinking little flowers on there would be fun. Oh my gosh, there's so many cute things. All right, while she's setting up, you guys, if you have questions, comments, drop them in the chat. You're just hanging out with me for a moment. I'm thinking that skirt she made, and this is the one I did yesterday that you can go back and watch too. It's not a pattern. I show you how to do it. You just add a few darts. I gave you tips for sewing darts, but I really like that shirt that she did because that has the buttonholes all finished. Although on the Avenir, we have that new beautiful buttonhole placement. But all the buttons are finished in that beautiful little hem. It's gorgeous. All right, Laura, just so you know, your phone camera went out in case you were trying to get me. Julie, yeah, I'm with you. No spiders. I'm like, okay, so while I have to keep you entertained until Laura gets her phone back on. She's coming back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I took the phone off on purpose because I wanted to show you guys.
Oh, here you are.
Yeah.
So, Laura, I have to share this with you because Julie said she's with me. No spiders. Have you ever had your phone on? It was like, I think I was looking up the weather and they have those little ads that pop up at the bottom. And it was dark. It was dark. I was in the car. I was the passenger, of course. Wind's driving. And one of the ads had a spider crawl across and I threw my phone and broke it. So no spiders. Spiders.
Yeah. And no, I know. I don't know why they're called the eye or whatever. It's just kind of some cool, like, I don't know what they're called. I know someone said, not all good and lovely, no evil stuff. No, I agree. All right. So I picked this one because for these buttonhole covers, mainly because the middle is open. So you can, just cut through it. Like you don't want an embroidery pattern that has a bunch of stitching in the middle because when you seam rip it for the buttonhole, all the thread is gonna come out. So that's why. So I'm just transferring that from my phone to my embroidery machine. And then I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna move you, Angela, over to this side.
Okay. While she's moving, I'll take her out so you don't get seasick. Annette, yeah, that was pretty fun yesterday making that skirt. It was just like what Laura's doing. It was live, it was off the cuff, and what's going to fit and look cute. I agree. Oh, poinsettias for Christmas. That would be a great idea. Yes. Hey, Jenny, great to see you. Poinsettias for Christmas would be perfect. All right, Laura,
Yep.
You ready?
So this is the PE 900. I already sent it to my machine. So we're ready to embroider. I already have everything set up. I'm just going to make it a little smaller, actually. I love this touch screen. All right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip the first 3 because I don't want the middle, like I was saying. So 1, 2, 3, and then everything is set up. All right. So I'm just going to start embroidering this. There we go. So it's about a 4-minute embroidery.
Okay. So while that's embroidering, wondering, why don't we just talk a little bit about Artsphere, because I know that we have new fans that watch every week. It's a free download for your phone or your tablet. They also have a paid version if you want some additional designs. But Laura, I was just in there the other day. They've added so many more designs. It's unbelievable. Like every time I go in there, there's more. And it's embroidery, it's printing, it's so many different things.
They really do. I don't know. I love Artsphere. I mean, I'm one of those people that will check it every day. I check the new designs that they have and all of them because I have the different machines. I also love, like, you can make your own designs. Like if you were doing something unique or different, you could actually upload a photo and create your own embroidery design. And I know it's really fun.
You're talking about that because I'll give you guys a little teaser for next week. On Tuesday's show, Sarah Vetzer's coming on, and she's taking family photos and she's turning them through Artsphere, sending them to the Print Moda and turning them into patches to put on your backpack. It's the cutest project. Super fast, super easy.
I want to watch that one. That's really cool.
Tuesday at noon Eastern.
All right, I'm starting this one, 3 minutes. I always like to watch, make sure it. I'll bring you up.
Oh, there it is.
And like you said, flowers would be so cute. Anything kind of like that for sure. This is just kind of fun, you know.
I'm so sorry about my phone ringing. I have it on Do Not Disturb, but do you ever have like where you have it on Do Not Disturb and you can pick certain people that can still disturb you?
Yeah, the spammers, they can disturb you.
No, it's my mom and Win, and I always put them on just in case, you know, I have it on Do Not Disturb and they call. So hi, Mom. I'm sorry I couldn't answer.
Sorry if it's loud. I honestly have my phone on Do Not Disturb all the time now because I don't know what is going on, but all it is spam calls. It's like, it should be like illegal, actually. I said to my husband, this is harassment. I'm stalked by like a million random spammers every day. It's brutal. All right, this is cool. I love this. This design is so. Is it hard to see?
Veronica, I see your question on what machines are compatible with Artsphere, and it's just for Brother. She was asking if it would work on Baby Lock. No, it only works on Brother. So, and it works on quite a few Brother machines. Let me be clear on that though. The machine has to have Wi-Fi. So some of the older machines don't have Wi-Fi, and but there are machines that have been out for a while now from all levels of spending. Like the machine you're on, what did you say you're on, the SE2000? Are you on the SE2000 or SE?
This is the PE900. So this is only embroidery, but it's compatible with Artsphere.
Yeah, PE, and that machine is not very expensive either, comparatively speaking. And it works with Artsphere. The designs literally just send over there as long as you have Wi-Fi at home to be able to have that hooked into the Wi-Fi. It's very simple. And if you don't know how to use it, there are a ton of tutorials. Sarah was showing me on there now. There's an education tab on the Artsphere, and it's an education tab, and there's a ton of videos that they have been putting together these last couple of years. Easy to learn how to use each thing.
Yeah, and so I just thought, the stabilizer. I'm just using on this one. It was a cutaway, but it was adhesive. So I ironed it first, and then I had it on the back, and then I'm just using some normal fabric. You can tell there's a print on it, but it's just basic white cotton.
Okay, so you're using a fusible cutaway. Is that what you're using?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It was paste setter, and I just like the texture of it. Right. And like I said, so this is done. Pretty cool. It
Oh
It's
yeah.
interesting. Brother has some really cool designs that are all, I just our Art Sphere. They have so many different collections that you can go through. So then all I did was just cut it out, the eye, and I just kind of get pretty close to the edge without cutting through. And I used what you could use felt as well. I saw a recent one on the Art Spirit app, which was kind of cool. They did a bunch of different patches almost, and it was cute. It was like fries, burgers, like kind of stuff, like, and then they put them on their shoes. So I thought that was like a fun project to do. To check it out. Yeah, the Art Sphere, they have the different magazines that come out and the different projects, and I'm always looking. Actually, that's what inspired this.
So much fun. Lorraine. Oh, thanks for putting the question marks there. Everybody's learning that if I see the question marks, I'm like, oh, I'll stop because I won't miss your comment. Can you send Art Spira designs to the Avenir? Yes, you can. Art Spira and the Avenir. And Lorraine, I actually have a lesson in the master class for the Avenir on that, how to do that with Art Spira. The other thing is, if you missed the show on Tuesday that she's talking about, Kathy Gandy showed how to make this really cool keychain.
Oh,
So, yes.
cute.
Yeah, we always have such fun projects.
And that's what I was saying. If you look at, you can kind of, that's where I got this idea, right? You follow some of their projects and you're like, okay, this is the backing they're using for that. You know what I mean? And you make your own little projects through that as well. And let me grab the seam ripper. All right, so then all I did was like I actually did a buttonhole on some of them, but this one ended up working where there's like a circle in the middle. And then to get the button through, you just take your seam ripper and just go right through it a little, and you can do the buttonhole as well. And then there you go. And then sorry, I'm moving a lot. But then I just went right through, placed it through, and then you got some fun little buttonhole covers or something like that.
This is so cute. I could definitely see when you were talking about teachers, if they're wearing a different top, they could have different themes for back to school, for Halloween, Thanksgiving. How about a turkey? Put a turkey on there.
I mean, you could have some fun. And I like what you said, flowers or just fun stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to think outside the box for embroidery as well. It's just fun to all the different options you can do. So, and the Art Sphere app makes a lot of that just so easy. So definitely, if you have a Brother machine that has the Wi-Fi, you've got to do the Art Sphere app. I mean, once you learn it, it's great. Oh, they love the buttonhole idea. Yeah, thank you. I thought it was fun. And like, I know Angela doesn't like spiders, but I was like, my son, he's such a Mr. Halloween. He would love a little spider on my buttons. But that's it for now.
Hey, Laura, hold that skirt back up. Someone wants to see the skirt.
Let me grab it.
All right, I'll bring you up by yourself so they can get a good view of it.
Okay, here's the skirt. It's just a very cute, simple waistline, the bunch waistline. Here's the back. You got the buttons down the center front.
So cute.
It is sweet. I mean, it's easy breezy. I feel like you can just go to the store with it, but you could also dress it up for a little dinner evening,
I know. I'm thinking, I was watching a lot. There's quite a few people on here that were on my live show yesterday when I was making my skirt. Now that took an hour, but I also was kind of like doing other things,
right.
Making up my mind how I wanted to design. This would have been so much faster, and that would have been really cute because I'm always looking for a skirt to wear to the grocery store, or I like to go for a walk, and I usually do a 2-mile walk on the beach, and you're wearing like short shorts, or not short shorts, but like workout shorts. Yeah. And I don't want to wear those everywhere. So a skirt like that would be easy to just pull up over your little leggings or over your shorts, and easy to get on and off too.
And like I said, you can even make it a little tube top with the little, I'll send you the link to that project. That was fun too. I almost did that one, but I was like, I'm kind of like, because it's hot, I don't want all these layers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So make sure when she sends me that link, Laura, if you think of it, drop it in the chat here for Brother on their Facebook page too, so everyone can find that.
I will.
Everyone loves it. Hey, this is so much fun. So, Laura, thank you for an awesome show. We even got a bonus with some embroidery.
Ooh, I know.
I can hardly wait until next month to see what you're going to bring to us.
Yay. Well, I love it. I'm glad to be back on the lives. I always have so much fun with you.
Oh, we sure do. And I love it when we don't have to pre-record because we get to visit with everyone. So
I know. Laura, it's so fun. I've been reading them. So it's like I'm just sitting here going through all the different comments. It's so fun.
All right. So now Laura's not sewing. Leave a comment. Are you going to do the skirt? Are you going to do the button cover or whatever you want to call those? This is so much fun. All right.
We'll call it the Egyptian eye. Okay.
I like that better. The Egyptian eye. That's actually what it kind of looks like.
No, yeah, I definitely get that kind of vibe from that collection. It's like Zero.
All right, everyone. Until next time, have a great weekend. Have happy sewing and crafting. I will see you on Tuesday with Sarah Betzer, and she's got some Art Spirit projects for you on there you're not going to want to miss. So, Laura, thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.